Bradford. Here. Hicks.
Here.
Janeski.
Here.
Lynn.
Here.
Ludwig.
Here.
Plattner.
Here.
Smith.
Here. Please stand and join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As a reminder, we are audio casting the meeting tonight. Agenda item number 2, public participation. I don't see any communications, Mr. Maynard?
No, sir.
Okay. Agenda item 3, consent agenda. I hope everybody had a chance to read the consent agenda. We have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
So.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Motion by Plattner, seconded by Ludwig to approve the consent agenda items as submitted. Bradford.
Yes.
Hicks.
Yes.
Janeski.
Yes.
Lynn.
Yes.
Ludwig.
Yes.
Plattner.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 1.
Agenda item 4, FOIA requests. Mr. Maynard, I think we had a few this month.
We did. We had 4 FOIA requests this month. 3 were routine. 1 was a request for a copy of the document that we discussed in regard to the student resource officer proposal that we had received from the village of Oakwood. So we released that. So all requests were taken care of.
Thank you, Mr. Maynard. Agenda item 5, OEA. Mr. Johnson.
I think from the buildings, it sounds like we've had a couple from the sub drive that we did in January that have already been in the buildings, including, I hear, 1 board member. So your presence was felt, and I know whatever little bit that we can get to help has been appreciated. Other than that, I just wanted to mention we've got 2 custodians that I know probably need some thoughts and attention just with some of the medical issues that they've had. 1 with junior high and 1 with the high school. So just hope that they continue to fight as best as possible and things continue to go their way. So other than that, I think that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Anybody have any questions for Mr. Johnson? Thanks, sir. Board committee reports. I don't believe we had any board committee meet.
We did not.
Okay. Administrative reports, superintendent, Mr. Maynard.
All right. Well, thank you. You have my superintendent's report. I'll just highlight a few things here publicly to update on a few areas. We are exploring a potential lease opportunity for Newtown School and Property with a solar community project. What that means is that I've been approached in regard to the Newtown property and facility out there. It's actually a solar community project. So it's something that would be beneficial not just to the school district, but to the community, and it's a lease type of situation. So I have asked that individual to come and speak to our school board at the March meeting. So that way there could be some information shared and you will have an opportunity to ask some questions. So no decisions being made. It's just all informational, all exploring, but I think it's something good to look at and consider that could also benefit students. And we'll talk more about that at the March meeting. As you know, we are exploring a potential land purchase possibility for us. So still in the process of communicating and talking about that, gathering more details. So as more information becomes available, then I will share that with you. All of those things, part of the strategic plan that we've worked on. You have the Oakwood Education Association approved seniority list by the association. What we do is each year in January, we submit that, make sure they look it over. In case we have any typos or errors, we get that corrected. And then tonight I'll be asking that you approve that, which is required and routine. The OSEF banquet is March the 4th at Sleepy Creek. Doors will open at 6 p.m. So just a reminder of that. We're excited about that annual fundraising opportunity for a great group of people that really, really have the kids' best interest as well as our staff. So excited for that. Cash flow and treasurer's report. You've had a chance to look at the treasurer's report, I assume, and obviously the money is flowing as it should be. I will mention that in looking at the cash flow, ins and outs are working well for us. At the end of January, we did receive a transportation revenue deposit, so that was helpful. We needed that one. So everything is still moving forward as of the end of January, and we'll continue to monitor those. County facility sales tax, we've talked about the informational letter that I have on the website right now. Our plan is the first week of March is to have a mass mailing to everyone that has an address that's within our district. So that way, and it'll be the same form. It's kind of that Q&A, fax-based informational form. Well, actually, I have a copy here, just as a reminder, sorry. It's this document right here that I'd sent to the board previously. And our plan is to work with the Postal Service, mass mail this to get this to all the homes. So that way they have factual information about what the county facility sales tax on the ballot is and what it is not. And that way they can make an informed decision. One of the things that related to this that I think that I appreciate is that our school board understands that we are all about information and getting that to the public so they can make a well-informed decision. We're not in a position as administrators or board members to try to direct or coerce someone into a certain vote. Teachers and students is different. They can have those conversations. That's not anything unethical in any way. And with that being said, I was informed today that the county board actually had a meeting, I think it was last night, and there was a proposal on the table to vote no, and to encourage people to vote no for the county facility sales tax. And another board member stepped forward and said, this is not really appropriate for us to do this. So then they ended up saying, no, we are not going to vote to say that very thing to people. So that's really good that they had that conversation, that it got cleared up, and that there wasn't some type of information going out or a specific vote by the county board in opposition to the county facility sales tax. So I think that's good, and I think that protects all parties and all interests as well. So we wouldn't want something like that to get in the way of a vote that's taking place in April. So any questions? I'll take a pause for a minute on that topic. Is there anything so far that I've shared that you have a question about before I go on and county facility sales tax or anything yet? Would the first week of March be okay to do the mass mailing to send out? That's going to be, by the time they get it, it'll be 2 to 3 weeks before the actual vote. We got a spring break in there, so I kind of wanted to get it into our family's hands before then. That would give them a chance to call me and ask questions. So I want to give them a chance to respond if they do have questions, because I'm asking them to do that. Okay. All right. Student resource officer update. Mr. Smith and I had an opportunity to meet with the village Monday evening to kind of talk about our interests in general. As you know, we discussed last month, they had presented a proposal, which was a part-time, a 10-hour per week situation that really just consumed the normal duties that we get from the police department already. And our interest is to, as I recommended, is to maintain and pursue a full-time student resource officer for our students and staff. So we had that meeting on Monday. So Mr. Smith, is there anything that you wanted to share in regards to that? Or
I think it was a good opportunity to voice what our feelings were and how we're interested in continuing this as a full-time position. We're not looking to reduce those hours. It was some good discussion, but I think we're not there yet. I think we need to keep working with the village in hopes to get that position back. We did ask some very pointed questions. I think the very first one was one of that we'd heard that maybe they want to discontinue that full-time resource officer, and they said no, that's not the case. They currently say that this is just an interim kind of position that they're in. I think we're going to go back. I think our next step is to go back and talk to the mayor and see how we can move this forward. I know that everybody here is in agreement this is something we need to do. But how does it look? So the discussion is definitely not over yet. But I don't think we would be comfortable with their proposal at all. So,
So hopefully we'll have an update at the next meeting. Another conversation, hopefully. So we'll keep moving forward, and our desire, we communicated that we want to work together with them, seeing how we can secure this and make it happen. So the annual 5 essential survey for students, staff, and parents, that information will be going out. We'll be taking care of that in March. Something we have to do for the Illinois State Board of Ed. And it also impacts the school report card. So it's just a survey of information, getting some anonymous feedback. And so it'll be a good opportunity to survey our families as well as our kids and our staff. Wanted to make mention, Nicole Lepenis was awarded the Illini Region Elementary Principal of the Year. So congratulations. So we all celebrate you. So congratulations. Yeah, well deserved. Parent-teacher conferences are coming up March 15th and 16th. That's 4 to 7 p.m. Yes, March 15th and 16th. And then the regular board meeting is scheduled for the 15th still. So I think one of the things that we may want to consider, we always throw this on the table, if it's something that the board would feel like that we would need to adjust that to the Monday, it would really be, up to you all. But this would probably be the time to make that adjustment. If not, and we continue on. So I just wanted to get that out there so we didn't forget to at least discuss the idea. So let me take Mr. Smith.
it's up to the board. I know I always had personal feelings that it was tough for me to get to the parent-teacher conference. I don't know if any of the board members would still be willing to see their kid.
Yeah, probably. Do you?
So,
Well, we enjoyed it.
yeah. Well,
So,
So if we want to move it to the Monday, then I can do the Monday, but I can't do it.
Yeah.
Not because of conferences, but.
rest of the board thoughts?
I'm okay with moving it.
Yeah, I have no problem. I think it's a good thing. I mean, that way we don't also, the administrators could be here.
Yeah, it helps our principals. We all like to be in the buildings. It's an opportunity to be around our families.
So yeah, let's,
So make the adjustment to Monday the 13th that week.
I will not be here all that week, so it needs to be.
okay.
I'll make a note and I'll get that communicated for us.
So that will be Monday the 13th.
Yes, sir. Okay. Same time, 5:30. Other than that, Educator Rising, still moving forward with, this is part of the project for the teacher shortage. And this is more of the long-term aspect of it. Educator Rising is a state program you heard me talk a little bit about last month. And they have a curriculum set forth, and we're working with Project Success to see if we can get that worked into our high school after-school curriculum as a pilot program, to try to identify any potential upperclassmen that may be wanting to be a teacher or considering it, the educational field, and then they would then come under care of the teachers in the Project Success program, learn a little bit more about it, and hopefully be able to decide before they invest all that money when they go to school. So that's a good thing. I know Mr. Janeski, you and I talked a bit about the same thing, basically, programs that you've done and have been very successful. So I think you felt like this is a good place to start.
Yeah, I have I've done it for years in numerous different schools. I probably have about 20, 25 kids that are teaching now. And the last one I did, I had 12 kids in it, and 6 of them decided to go into education. The other 6 decided not. And my whole thing was always, now's the time for you to decide that rather than your junior year of college and decide I'm doing the wrong thing. I don't like what I'm doing. So I would put kids into a classroom for about a quarter to a semester, and then the second semester, the entire second semester, they'd go into a classroom with a classroom teacher.
So I've been working with the CEO of Project Success, and they think it's an excellent, innovative, creative idea to bring in that they're not doing anywhere else. So that's all I have, unless you have any questions for me tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much.
Curriculum, Ms. Kimbrough.
Well, I as Eric probably knows from the stack over there.
The biggest stack of bills is from
You.
Mrs.
After maxing out the credit card,
Yeah.
but, yeah. So, the Arconic grant had to be completed. I think Lisa and I were under the impression we had till the year. Well, we did, but it was their year, December, not May. So when we met with, somebody from the ROE, we made plans, and then I got an email saying you got to make your final report by January 31st. So January, I spent $25,000 on the room, and we've got just about everything in. I'm very excited for it. Just to open up, the floors are being waxed now. It's been painted. The furniture's here in boxes, all the kits, and kind of the concept of it. There's going to be 5 pods in the room, all a different color, and there's going to be basically any kit that we got 5 kits. So when you brought a class in, you can divide your class by 5s. You can assign them a color before you get down there, and then put the kit in front of them. There's also things to fill STEM kits, things for them to do in the room. Teachers have already been pulling things out of it's really nice. It's got lockers in there, so I was able to make signs and load those. But we have robotic arms, and we just have all kinds of cool stuff in there. The other thing is that kind of with the decor in there, that it really separates it from a classroom. I mean, the tables look different, the chairs have wheels and are colored and everything that goes along with it. So very excited for that, but that pretty much was January for me. The other thing is we put together 20 baskets for the OSEF banquet based on things that Joanne Fabric had donated to us. This Friday, we're hosting a VBC art meeting on Friday. The art teachers got together last year here, loved it, just to talk and what they're doing in class and how they want to set up. So they're all coming back on Friday. The ROE sponsors that we just hosted, and I kind of do the paperwork for it. Dawn and I were able to get together to talk about classes and course descriptions, and we're going to add a couple of new classes this year, which is kind of exciting. It's kind of nice when you have a new teacher that comes in and you know that they're invested when they already have plans for bigger, better, different things. So Dawn wanted to talk to me about it because we don't have a Dawn next year yet. So at least I know what's going on. I have notes for it. And she's also registering. So it's kind of nice to know, well, if we don't have enough for this, we need to schedule this. So it was just good to sit down and have somebody kind of tell me what's going on in that area. And then the other funny part is I just finished Arconic and I did the report and everything, balanced the MasterCard. And then today I threw out a digital equity because I got to kick back a couple times for things, and they approved it today. So now I'll be spending some more money this, of course, they'll be spending some money for me, but this was a really good grant to have. It's something that I didn't expect because digital equity is about remote learning. And I'm not saying remote learning is gone, but I'm just saying that that's not a priority. So what is a priority is technology in it. So Chris is going to do some things with the infrastructure. We're going to buy 120 Chromebooks and get some hotspots for teachers and students, and just fun things like the graphic drawing tables. So teachers can have those, students can have those, and they can basically write on the Promethean board without going up to the Promethean board. We got them some clickers, calculators, headphones, and then because I had just group of money and it had to go towards kids, I just built up more stuff in the STEM room. So I got some really cool Lego STEM kits that were a little bit too expensive for our Arconic grant, and I got 5 each of those that the kids are going to absolutely love. I also got a poster maker and 2 3D printers, and we're just really going to load up that STEM room that goes in there. So I'm going to be spending more money again this month, but all good. So
Are the teachers going to be trained for the STEM room? Like to learn how to
Yes.
do?
So Holly Kelly from the ROE is going to do that. And also we are going to, either Lisa and I or I am going to basically plan there first We're gonna connect it with the story, especially like K1, 2, and then they're gonna come down and then I will do it. I will model for them. And then the expectation would be that they come down. I've also gotten books and I've gotten activity cards, task cards, things like that that are so laid out so easily. And then next year, it'll be a little bit more structured. Right now, we're just trying to get them in. The Arconic grant also, which I think I put in my board report, I wanted them all to do a hands-on science in their classroom where they can come down to the lab. So that's really their first thing that they're going to do. So they each gave me a topic, and then for some, I followed through and found an activity for them to do that was STEM related, science related in a science unit that they already did. So some have already started that, and then some are going to do it for the science fair, and some are just going to do it when they get to that chapter. So they're going to do a science. All of them, I've committed to that, and I've purchased for that, and then we're going to have them all come in for a STEM activity that goes along with either a math unit, a reading unit, or something like that. And I will just model it and then hopefully give them a little confidence to come down and do another one. But if you've seen the task cards, it's like, here's what you need, here's how much time it takes, here's what each kid does, here's the script to read from. So that's as basic as we want to get this year, but we just want to get them in there.
We're trying to tie it into, they have all these books with the SEL curriculum. And so like trying to coordinate some activities with that SEL in the STEM group too, because we have all those resources.
When you guys get it up and running, will you let me, I'd love to come see it. It sounds amazing.
It sounds great. And like I said, the floor is halfway done. So as soon as floor is done, furniture's going in, and the goal is March 1st. Tiffany Johnson will not wait till March 1st. I am sure she's in there all the time looking around. I'm like, March 1st. And she goes, that's right across. Like, that'll be my, like, they are doing STEM activities in class already, but they're just excited just to have a STEM room where it's a true STEM activity. So absolutely.
Sounds incredible for us. What a great opportunity.
I'm excited for that. Yes.
And I think just as a reminder, when we talk about STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, it's great stuff. Appreciate all that you're doing there, Michelle. Thank you.
Any further questions for Ms. Kimbrough? Thank you. Mr. Odell, high school principal.
Yes, just want to hit some high points, and I won't take a whole lot of time. Our teachers are doing a great job. I just want to highlight the senior GPA has increased from last year at 2.91 was the average GPA for juniors that are seniors this year. This year, their average GPA is 3.41. So I think you're seeing some of that learning gap kind of close a little bit, and I applaud our teachers for that because they're really doing a great job. And then also the attendance, we dropped about another 5 from 285 last year down to 280. So as all the districts in the county are experiencing reduction in the enrollment, I mean attendance, though we are our average daily attendance is going up. Last year it was only 211 per day, and now it's 226. I think we're seeing those kids coming back to school, spending more time. It's also increasing our GPA, so it's all correlated together, and I think those are good stats to look at. And then from more of the social things, we have a prom set for May 6th at the Dragonfly. I just want to highlight that. Graduation May 21st, and we'll be at 1, and then it's at the grade school. One thing that's not on there is February 24th. The class of 2025 is having a, let me make sure I get this right. I just got this today. Black Light Paint Night. Okay, and it's going to be in our cafeteria. It's a fundraiser for the class of 2025. Those are a group of kids that didn't get to do some of their fundraisers due to the pandemic, and so they were a little short on funds. They asked if they could do a fundraiser. Mrs. Grimm was poncho on that, and I appreciate that. So looking forward to that in the cafeteria on February 24th from 6 to 8. We also have the senior faculty and basketball game on March 10th, which is always fun to come out. It's always entertaining, and we just pray that none of our teachers get hurt. Hopefully we can take down the seniors this year. I know Mr. Johnson was priming and ready to do that. It's always bragging rights there for a few weeks after that game, so it brings a lot of excitement into the school. And so that's always a good thing. This year, we're going to have a spring dance afterwards on March 11th that we haven't had since pre-pandemic. And even before the pandemic, I don't think it was very well attended. So the student council is really, they've got some prizes to give away, and I think it's going to be a fun evening. Hopefully we can get enough students to come out and enjoy that. We have freshman orientation set on April 4th at 6 p.m. at the high school. So we'll have those freshmen out there to get them ready, and parents, and kind of get them ready to see what's going to be going on for them. And I've been working with Mrs. Smith. We've had some, hopefully we're going to see a new English teacher that you'll vote on here shortly. And I have 2 special ed teachers that have applied, which those are very rare. Okay, so we're really excited about that. We're going to interview one on Friday. Ms. Kimbrough's been involved with that, Mrs. Smith, and then we have one of our teaching. We'll have a special ed teacher come in. We had Mr. Blair from the English department come in. So we're getting those teachers lined up for next year, which is really, really important to get Mrs. Smith off on the right foot. So, and that's about all I have.
Any questions, Drew? Thank you, sir. AD, Mr. Shelton.
Okay, here we go. It's been a very successful time for Comic Country. If you're paying attention at all to what's going on, it is a fun time to be Oakwood Comic right now. Everybody is experiencing success, it feels like right now, and it's made me extremely busy, but it's a good problem to have. So I'll just kind of start off with the boys basketball team. They've currently are at 21 wins this season. And they still have another regular season game to go. And we just heard last week and found out we'll be hosting the first round of the IHSA quarterfinals. We'll host them this coming Saturday at home at 6 p.m. So that's an addition to the schedule. If we win that game, we'll move on to the Bismarck Regional, and St. Joe awaits the winner of that game. So the boys have played really well. That's some milestones reached as well. Not only 20 wins of the season, but Dalton Hobbick scored his 1,000th point. I think I mentioned that last time that Addie Wright got hers. Now Dalton has got his. And so the pit was full, and it happened at Iroquois West, and then we got a chance to honor it the first home game back. And so really pleased and happy for Dalton for reaching that. And then he didn't stop there. We had another game where a milestone was stood for a long time, 40 years, 1983 record, single season scoring record of 40 points in a game held by Darren Fletcher, was tied by Dalton Hobbick at a home game. And just an amazing night. It was just, everything was going in. It was a fun place to be at that night. So so now I got to order more records. I did that board. I just updated it. Now we're going to do it again. So it's good problems to have. So that's awesome. So we wish the boys good luck. And this Friday is senior night. I should mention that too for the boys. They play Wasika Friday night. We'll celebrate the band and cheer and the boys basketball. 14 kids are going to be celebrated that night. So look forward to that night as well. Speaking of boys basketball, the Fresh Off team, they're on fire as well. They've won 4 straight games in a row. They're still undefeated in the VVC right now. They're playing tonight at Bismarck. Hopefully that record will keep going tonight. So yeah, they're doing great as well. They will wrap they play at the St. Joe tournament, professional tournament on the 24th and 25th. Not this weekend, but the following again. That will wrap their season up. The next girls basketball, well, the Thriller the other night beat Iroquois West 49-46 in a game where they had 10 threes, and we still came out of that and persevered and played well and advanced to the regional championship game, which we'll play that tomorrow night at Moments. And so I think the girls are really fired up about it. I know the coaches are fired up about that. And we're in the same position we were last year in the championship game at PBL. Lost it this year. We'll bring back some hardware. So I'm really excited for the girls. And they did that with that win, clinched a winning record, which was not achieved last year. So they have achieved that as well. So really happy for the girls basketball team and wish them luck tomorrow night in the regional championship game. They'll take on Bishop McNamara. That's who they're playing at 7:00. And we're trying to organize a fan bus. Well, hopefully it's a long trip on a school night, a late game. So we're not having much success right now with it, but we're trying. So, next is, wrestling. Wow, wrestling. By the way, I should tell you, I gave you all the brackets for the girls and boys postseason. Plus, you have the full bracket layout for the individual state, which will start tomorrow. We have one Oakwood student that will be participating in that, Oakwood freshman Tyler Huckel in the 113-pound category. He is going to wrestle probably twice tomorrow. We're hoping that he makes out of that. And Friday, hopefully he's wrestling again. I think he will be, to be honest with you. So he will be wrestling along with 4 other of his teammates. We have 4 kids and 1 Oakwood kid that qualified. Not to mention we have 1 girl that also got out of her regional at Peoria Richwoods, and now she will be wrestling at the state tournament as well. Not this weekend, but the following weekend in Bloomington. So, man, Coach Glosser had 3 kids the year before I came. He had 4 last year, and now he's got 6 this year. It keeps improving. And not only that, but I told you the last time when we wanted to get that hardware for Coach Glosser, he went down to Lawrenceville. I'll be on before I'm from the gym. I helped create that co-op at Lawrenceville too. And it was a battle between, we actually lost to Lawrenceville in the dual match earlier in the year, but we got him down there and we brought home hardware. I'm so happy for Coach Glosser that, the 12 years he's been here, we were able to achieve that. And now I gave you the sheet for the dual team state. So after we're done with this weekend, then Tuesday we go to Vandalia, and if we beat in the Jonesboro, the whole team is at state. Man, that is awesome. What a great year. So I'm super impressed with our kids. And so we're also allowing our kids to attend on Friday to go watch and support the OSF wrestling team. I think that information's already out there. As long as kids bring back a ticket stub and as long as they have no Fs and their parents call them in, we're going to allow them to go. So we want to have as much support as we possibly can for them in Champaign. So, okay. Moving on, the next thing is cheerleading. Cheerleading also made it to state. What an amazing month this has been. So anyway, so they made it to state and performed great in the sectional. And at state, they had full pitfalls, but we are a young team. We have 2 seniors that will be graduating and be honored this Friday night. But they're a young team. They're going to be loaded and ready to go again next year. Man, what a fun team to watch. And I don't honestly know a lot about cheerleading, but man, I learned a lot this year. And so, yeah, they did a great job this year. So I'm impressed with them. And yeah, so not only that, they won a lot of tournaments this year and then qualified for state. Just a successful year. But I also want to say this: we had a chance to, when they went to state, we had the whole community rallied around it, and I last minute tried to get a hold of the junior high and the elementary. And they said, let's do it. And so we got Oakwood Police Department, and we got the EMS in town, and we got the elementary and junior high buildings pitched in, and we had a whole caravan parade through town. And I know that meant a lot to our coaches and our kids. So and also we had community that put things on signs and saw us out on the main trip. So it's really awesome for our kids, and good to see the community and the school to come together on that. So anyhow, so thank you guys for pitching in. Appreciate that immensely. And so next is Scholastic Bowl. We'll talk about Scholastic Bowl for a second. Wow, they're undefeated. 6-0 for varsity, 3-0 for JV, and they're still undefeated. You know what? Sometimes they don't get enough recognition. They're going to get it tonight. I'm going to make sure that happens. And also on social media, those kids they're doing well. They had a great season last year. They were conference champions. This year, their goal is to win conference and the county, and they also want to go far in postseason as well. So, man, I'm looking forward to them. I think that they have a tradition of when they win, they lift the kid up on a chair. So it's kind of fun to get that picture every time. So anyway, so good luck to them. They'll be in action tomorrow night as well. And then next is we're kicking off spring. We're talking about winter, but spring's coming around the corner. So track is already underway. Scholastic Bowl is underway, like I mentioned. But also baseball and softball are going to fire up the 27th February. We're right around the corner for that. Our first games, our track and field, they go March 3rd and March 4th to the Charleston Indoor Tournament. That's happening really soon. So they're already ready to go for that. And then baseball will open up at Dietrich on 3/14. They want to go south, hopefully get a little warmer weather, but that's not too far south. Anyhow, and then KV baseball opens up at Unity, and softball is going to open up at Marshall, once again going south early on in the year. We also concluded the Vermilion County Tournament, also another successful thing that happened for us. Cheer squad got 2nd place. Last year, I think they got 3rd, so that's an improvement from where they were at. I thought Bismarck did a great job. They deserved to win. But, man, our kids did a great job as well. So we got 2nd place there. Girls basketball got 4th. also the no biter at the Georgetown Ridge Farm in that one. And then the boys got third. They won the third place game over there. So really great showing out of both wood athletes at the county tournament. So and then a couple more things I want to hit on really quick. Baseball is expected to have high numbers. So if they have high numbers, we're looking at possibly getting another paid coach, which would be Coach Hobbs. He's still going to help out on a voluntary basis, but if we get the numbers, we'd like to make sure he gets paid. Just like track with Coach Mandrell. So we're looking at that. That's number dependent. So, and we'll have that conversation with Mr. Maynard, and we'll see if we can get that squared away too this next month, if that happens. Next thing is, I know tonight Coach Wells couldn't make it. He wanted to talk about some track and the conditions of the track. And we struggle in March with the track being not solid enough to have kids run. So the kids run around the building. They're doing it right now. I mean, they're running around the building. And sometimes traffic patterns can be really tough. I know last year when we had a kid, they got hit on the backside of the car, kids leaving, and it's really dangerous. So they try to go and to kick poo when they can to run out there. It takes transportation. And sometimes with all the success we're having, we have to use the white bus and the Suburban, and they don't have that. They can't go out there. And so it makes it kind of difficult. So I appreciate Sharp working with us, getting that done, because that takes a lot of communication to make sure they can do that. But I know they had some concerns or about maybe possibly wanted to see if they could do some additions, and I might let Coach talk about that, next month, and talk to you, Mr. Maynard, about it as well, with maybe some small additions that they could do with helping, with the solid. I know last year we didn't have hurdles. We had a kid that made it to state in the hurdles. We purchased new hurdles, so those will be there, but it doesn't do much good when they're sinking in mud. So we like to have those on a solid footing. So anyway, that's some track concerns. Also, VBC signage that's going on right now. We're the only school left that does not have the VBC signage in our gym updated. We're missing Milford and System Park, and I've reached out to Hall of Fame Signs in Danville to get quotes on that. I know I've been in communication with Mr. Maynard. He's been working with me on that as well, and so they're just waiting to hear back from us about what we're going to do and when we're going to do it. So I'd like to add that to the gym as well. So I know similar to if you guys been in Bismarck's gym, they have the big blue VBC signage, or purple on the backside of it, and be really nice and it'd be really great to represent our conference and all the new teams that have added in recent years. So, and then the next thing would be, if you're keeping track on social media, we've had a chance to have Amy Martin come in. She had volleyball records updated, and we had Carson Rupp, who had the stolen base record and single season record for softball. They came in and updated the board as well. We still missing one, Caitlin Young. It's really tough to get her into the building because she's pretty successful right now and playing at Murray State, so it's kind of hard to get her back in the building. So once she's done with her season, hopefully we'll get her back in to get her volleyball career kills record of 832 kills and celebrate that. And then lastly, I just want to do some thank yous real quick. I want to thank Michelle Kimbrough because if you notice the new fancy, nice laptops we have, she purchased those for us, and those are really nice. Big upgrade from Mr. Lee's small little thing I had before. So thank you very much. Appreciate it. So very nice. And then also I want to thank Shar for all the transmissions. When you are successful, it means more buses got to go out, more drivers, more communication. And so you did a great job with that. I want to say thank you to you as well. It's a lot of communication. She does a great job. And then also Mr. Simmons too, he's been active working on a lot of projects. It seems like Ms. Kimbrough bumps me out of the way a lot when I ask him to do this. And she takes credit. So yeah, so I got to take a back seat to Ms. Kimbrough at times, but today he got a chance to help out a little bit. I know we got a lot of projects going on. I know Mr. Simmons is spread thin, but we really appreciate all the work that he does at high school. I just want to say thank you to you as well. That's it. That's the last thing I have, except for the co-op agreement. I thought I was going to be done. I forgot the co-op agreement. The co-op agreement I put in front of you guys is with Salt Fork. Salt Fork has wanted us to discuss this with the superintendent and the school board. They have a proposal for us that they would like to be the host of cross country. Right now, we currently host cross country, wrestling, and soccer, and they would like to become the host of cross country. And in doing so, they would be in charge of hiring, of course, with me and whoever the AD of the school helping out in that. Is a 2-year contract that is up at the end of this school year. And of course, they would be on their pay salary for their coach and not on ours. And so that presents some issues and some problems. And I'm sure if you have any questions, I hopefully can help you answer some of those questions tonight too. Yeah, that's the proposal. And I thought I'd bring it to you to see if you guys have any questions at all about it. This is my first time going through the co-op re-agreement. So if Mr. Early wants to jump in, he's welcome to jump in too.
That's Kyle.
Yes, Mr. Johnson.
I just have a question on the timeline.
Yeah.
It does show, last agreement does show 22-23 as the last year of it. This year, the new timeline shows 22-23 as the.
Yeah, that's a mistake on there on here. It should actually, it expires this year. And so it'll be re-upping it for 2 more years down the
So it
road.
should be 23-24, 24-25.
That's right. It's a mistake on there. So, yep. So I'm gonna put that out too. Thank you for pointing that out. Do you have any questions or anyone guys want to discuss anything about the possibility of them hosting cross country instead of us? Things, according to them, their proposal would be they would still run it, Kickapoo, and we still have the same color like I mentioned on here. Yeah. So does anyone have any thoughts or?
I'd like to know your thought.
My thoughts are I would probably be against it. And I say that because traditionally we've held the co-op. And by the way, I should also say that Suffolk has been very gracious in saying that if we say no or decline this, then they're still going to continue with our co-op. They just wanted to reach out and say, hey, we'd like to possibly host this. Currently, our head coach is a Suffolk employee, and she is our head coach, and our assistant coach is Coach Wells, our track coach as well. So he is an Oakwood fellow, so we're kind of split there. Our numbers are about 50-50, and they have been the last 2 years that I've been here. I don't know. I personally, I don't know if this is the forum to say it or not, but I personally see that, some contractual, this is more of a negotiation thing with the school board and possibly union. I feel like it could go that way because of pay. Because if we're on their pay salary, then the other co-op, then we go on their pay scale because they pay a little bit more than what we do. And then if our co-op coaches get that and our other coaches don't, then we're now in a, I feel like that's one concern that I have. But I do feel like that we work well together with Suffolk. I feel like I have a really good rapport with them, and I feel like we work great. We communicate well with one another. This is not a non-negotiable. It's just something I think they're pushing for a little bit more, is what I think. So, and I don't know where that line stops to be pushed, to be honest. So that's my thoughts. I don't know if that's too forward for me to say, but honestly, that would be superintendent and your guys at the school board's decision as far as if you want to do that. So that.
Same.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And the thing is, once you start down that road, is our soccer coach going to go over there because he can make more money and they're going to improve the soccer program so it could just be a domino effect. Having been in the AD's position before, it seems like each time the contract comes up, the agreement comes up, okay, we changed uniforms a few years ago so we could be more like them. It's just a little bit, and that's just scary to me.
Very good.
But we do have a good working relationship with them. I'll echo that, and the kids seem to get along other than basketball when it's but as far as the co-ops, the wrestling, and all that, they have a good time together. They're successful. So I think the co-op's a good thing. We just have to be really careful with the salaries and the agreement, our union agreements and things could get pretty muddy.
One last question on the board. We've got the scoreboards tabled.
Yeah.
The reason for that, I didn't.
Yeah. So I did a lot of background work. You guys, as you know, I've presented a couple times, and then so we do have workable quotes that we have currently right now, but it's been tabled because we have some other things going on, and we talked about it in closed session before last meeting. And I don't know that that's something.
It was about, we were discussing land
Okay.
and some of those things, so we wanted to make sure that these
Okay.
decisions lined up well.
Okay.
But we still have that absolutely on our radar, Mr. Lynn.
Well, I'm just having a senior moment. I guess.
Oh, no, that's, a lot gets discussed all the time. It's not a problem.
Right, the high school gym floors, they're gonna start work with that in the summer.
Yes, that is the plan. Mr. Minner probably speak on it more than what I can, and maybe Mr. Stevens as
Yeah.
well. The plan is to get one, I believe. Yep.
Yeah, so I called again this week. He was supposed to come today and I didn't hear from him, so I'm not sure what it is, but the idea is that as soon as school gets out, that he's in to replace and fix the floor. He has to come in here and do an assessment, cut out a piece to take a look at the moisture and try to identify some problem areas and to know better what it is that he needs to fix. He's kind of the gym floor guru across the country. He's out of Michigan, I think it is, and he works with a lot of people and does a lot of school gym floors and does really great work. It's hard to get him on site because he's so busy with what he does. So I don't know why he didn't contact us today, why we missed him, but we are absolutely wanting to get this taken care of in the first couple weeks of school. It's probably a 14-day process, John? 12, 14?
Yeah, at least 14. It could be another week, depending on what he finds as far as drying.
Yeah.
The moisture is going to be the big thing. It could be 14 days or it could be longer than that.
Yeah.
We got to get the moisture figured out, what's causing it.
Yeah. And it may be a thing, Miss Bradford, where he says, I can't make it in June, but I can get in there in May. Well, hopefully the weather's so nice in May, we'd be able to accommodate to get this accomplished. So I just need to get him on site for a day. So.
Which may also have the juxtaposition of some summer stuff that goes on as well, which we did that. That's one with not being able to use those yesterday, we use the other two, and so we should be fine working through that as well as summer.
So typically we do first month, you share with us the recommendation or what they're countering with. I assume this was not, usually we have a recommendation.
Right.
So next month,
Correct.
I'm just going to be pointed. Are we going to see this as a recommendation or?
Yeah, it'll be a recommendation, hopefully an
Okay.
action item next month. That's
Okay.
That's the plan. That's why I wanted to be informational and also a discussion tonight between everybody, and just kind of want to get everybody's take on it before we move forward.
So the recommendation will be that we will still be all three, I think wrestling, soccer, and cross country.
Yeah, that's what we're discussing tonight as far as what your guys' feedback is, Mr. Maynard's, and honestly, even our union representative might have a word in that too. I think that his voice is just as important in this too.
Jessica was finishing my
Put me
thought.
on the spot.
Sorry.
I mean, I definitely see the issue with the coach's salary, and I've got the numbers from whenever we went through negotiations the last time to what Salesforce contract says. So it would be figuring out from our end how to accommodate that. And I think that is a lot of the coaches around in our district would say, well, if this is what they're getting and they're an employee here.
Yeah.
But that school district is paying them on that salary, then how come we all aren't on that? And I think that's going to take a lot more discussion than what I've probably able to give you tonight,
Right.
but it's definitely going to be something that will come down.
Which is why I think that it's also important. I feel like that could drag in other persons, not just our co-op.
Yeah.
So,
I know circumstances are different because of the co-op, it often is, but I think that to me, I could see that being something
Yeah,
agreeable
me too.
down the line.
yeah, me too. So,
So that's exactly where I was when Jessica was. I'm trying to see, you're looking for direction from the board then.
correct,
That's exactly what you want, because
Yeah,
you
just
want to
feedback.
bring back something next month that you can actually recommend.
correct.
Yeah.
That's right.
Mr. Sheldon, I mean, I trust you. You gave us very good reasons. I would support your recommendation.
All right then.
Anybody else?
And your
Before we-
recommendation is to not.
To not just to stay all three being the host of as Oakwood.
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So say, I'm just
like
one.
that
Just want to,
recommendation.
anybody else want to interject? Because I want to make sure we give Mr. Sheldon clear direction
No, I
on
like
this.
that recommendation. Like you said, if you have one coach that gets paid more due to it, will be something you just don't want to get into.
Yep.
Yeah, you were asking me,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, having been through a lot of co-ops and agreements, and you and I have talked about this, I fully support your recommendation for us to continue to retain being the host school in all three of these areas. Keep this. And I would like to see that as a recommendation to the board. Is next month appropriate for you, or do you?
I have no problem with that. I also too, if Jesse feels like that is gonna bring up concerns, and maybe we need to have a conversation with him as well. Maybe we have to go another month.
Yeah.
So,
No, I can make that work by next month. I mean, we can have the conversations
Sure.
and come to some sort of at least idea of where we stand.
Yeah. I'd like to get their side of it too. So,
We have a deadline to renew the co-op with the IHSA. I believe it's June.
it is.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
The other thing that goes along with that is in order to renew the co-op with the IHSA, the conference has to agree with the co-op as well. So we have to get a letter from the BBC conference saying that they support the co-op. That letter goes up to the IHSA. So all those things, we've already started the process in the conference, assuming that we were going to retain all of them. If we need to change that conference letter, it's not a big deal. You just need to know that that's part of the process.
Get on it, get it done next
Let's
month.
get it done next
Yes,
month.
sir.
Okay, all right, yeah. So we'll set a meeting in the morning.
Yeah. Okay, well, all right. Good.
Any further questions from Mr. Shelton?
Sorry, that was long. I apologize. Thank you, but good problem. So.
Thank you. Junior high school, Ms. Burton.
Good evening. Our student athletes are busy. Our boys basketball 8th graders finishes county champs. It's a good bunch of boys that are going to continue on to high school. I look forward to seeing them. They're a little bored right now. We're tuning up the bit for track, which will be coming up here in 2 weeks. Volleyball will have their 8th grade night. That season went really quick. Spelling finals are March 7th and 9th. Scholastic Bowl is practicing. And again, track will be at the end of the month. So we've got a lot of things going on and kids are excited about that. Our project success group is growing. A lot of good homework help and a lot of fun activities. And they do some field trips. Kids really enjoy that. I think that's a good opportunity for us. And I really appreciate the people that work in project. We have a lot of our teachers. Our student council is in full swing. They did candy card this week. They're doing kindness week with dress up days, penny war with the dwelling place. And I don't think our kids really understood the difference between the silvers and the coppers, but the next 2 days, I think it's going to be a little wild in our building because I hear there are people texting each other and they are in for the money. So we're going to raise a lot of money for the dwelling place. I'm excited about that. Student council will sponsor a workshop at Oakwood on March 11th. They're getting ready to go to the convention in April, and Rudy is going to run for district rep. So we hope we have somebody at that district level.
Any further questions from Ms. Burton? Thank you, ma'am. Oakwood Grade School, Ms. Lepenis.
First, I would like to congratulate Mrs. Wells. She was the Golden Ruler recipient for our building. She has been at the grade school for 26 years. I included notes from her coworkers. They were wonderful messages that they shared about her when they voted for her. So we just appreciate Terry for always being positive and encouraging, and she will jump in and do anything that needs to be done. So it's just really refreshing. We love her, so we're proud of Terry. Hopefully you saw the shout out from Culver's. That was really nice email that I received. Our kids are great kids, and so it's always nice when they're recognized for being one of the best groups out in public, especially when you have 60 plus kids out having burgers together. So I'm proud of those second graders. Data meetings were held on February 8th, and those were wonderful. It was nice to finally be able to get back into the swing of things and have meetings with all of our grade levels. It's been difficult to do that since COVID, just with restrictions and then not being able to find subs. And Mrs. Acton pulled that off, so thank you. But it was a really nice time talking with everybody about performance levels and growth levels. And then hopefully you enjoyed some super cute pictures of our littles celebrating the 100th day of school.
Any further questions for Ms. Lepenis? Thank you. Assistant Principal, Ms. Acton.
I was out last month for the Vermont County Basketball Tournament. I believe Mr. Maynard shared with you, but that actually the day of the board meeting, we had members of the Masonic Lodge and representatives from the Gale Prado come and surprise a grade school with a $3,000 donation.
We were anticipating $1,000 donation. The head lodge heard about it and showed up and honored another $2,000. So that money has already been used, not fully, but has been used to purchase tennis shoes. We are really going through size 10, 11, 12 men's shoes in our building, and it is so rewarding seeing those kids feel good about themselves and walking in school with shoes that actually fit. So I'm really thankful for those gentlemen that stopped by, and they are going to continue supporting our mission. So I anticipate more good news from them. So let's see. We've had a lot of fun activities in the last couple weeks. We had our Valentine's Day parties this week. We had the traveling naturalist in the building. That was exciting. Scholastic Bowl was announced. We have our students take an assessment. Then they actually have to try out for Scholastic Bowl. We have 3 6th graders who made the team and 6 5th graders that made the team. And this is a more normal year where all the schools are coming back with Scholastic Bowl. I think there's only one school in the county that doesn't have a 5th and 6th grade program. So all of our kids will actually get to compete against other schools. So that's exciting to see. We also received an $800 grant from the ROE for our homeless McKinney-Vento students. We're up to around 42 families in the district that are using those funds, and they're really, really thankful. So that room is great to have. Working on attendance goals, it's a battle right now with making sure that our kids are here because they need to be here. We see so much more academic success and so much more emotional success when they are here. So Heidi Allen from the ROE has been meeting with us almost every other week, working on some specific students and families that we really need to get here, and having those things. That's it.
Any additional questions for Ms. Acton?
Thank you.
Thank you. Technology, Mr. Richardson.
I don't really have anything to add to my report other than the giant list of stuff Michelle asked me to order and implement. So I'll be busy the next couple weeks.
Thank you, Mr. Richardson. Transportation, Ms. Lunt.
Well, as you can tell from my board report, we had a lot of big changes in transportation here this past week. One thing that I don't have added on there, our recommendation to approve our new bus leases this year. We'll vote on it, put it in for recommendation next month. But we're going to need a 3rd lift bus now that we have both of our lift buses out on the road on AM and PM routes. I'd like to have a spare so we have one there when one goes down, especially now that we're accommodating even more students with those buses. And I've spoken with Midwest. It is too late for us to add it onto our lease that we'd already got the bid for, but we can keep one of our current buses that we have to use as a spare for the next 2 years as part of that lease. I think that added on $19,263 for the annual payment on that. That is something I'm, next month when it comes up, I'm going to highly recommend, because having that spare is important. For the rest of the year, Midwest has put us on emergency list. So if one of ours go down, we automatically get pushed to the front and we'll have someone here that day to get it back on the road. Because that's going to be kind of a struggle, only having one lift bus when now we are going from one extreme side of the district to the other, kind of on there. So the kind of more details in my board report, we had more staff. We had about 60 hours a week, 12 hours a day added on to transportation hours, to get everything covered and make sure we can continue to give our special transport kids the transportation that they need without being on the buses and extremely, over an hour and a half when you add in the time, because they load the buses before other students for safety reasons. So if you add that in, what it would be to have all the kids on the same route, those students would be on the bus for over an hour and a half every day. And that's
special transport,
the students who need to use our lift buses. We have 2 in the district. We always had one route that we used, and the need has become greater. And with them being on the opposite sides of the district, where our needs are, they're not kind of together in one place anymore, like we have been able to see and been able to do. So that's kind of there, and we're kind of very lucky. Kind of as a few days before I got kind of approached with these transportation changes, I've been getting several phone calls, so we were able to really fill those hours. So we were lucky there. Talk a little bit about that in my board report. Does anyone have any questions on that part?
So on the bus lease renewal, real quickly, we're getting two, but we're looking at getting a third. Is that correct?
We have two already in our lease.
Okay.
We've always had two. We've had the one we've had on the road and we've had our spare.
Okay.
So now we have both of those on the road every morning and afternoon route.
So then we're looking to get a third. It'll be the spare. That'll be the next month piece.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my recommendation is just to release one of the buses we have now. It is just going to be a spare. It's not going to be on the road every day. So I don't have as big as concerns as it being going down. It'll work for us as a spare. That'll be our 5th and 6th year with that specific bus if we release it. But we can't get a hold of, the only thing we can get a hold of next year are diesel air brakes for that lift bus. And we don't use those air brakes in the district and we don't have the diesel as well.
And Charlotte, part of the reason why we're addressing this with some extra needs is because we've had some new students
Yes.
move into our district within the last, week. Yeah. And obviously we've got to get moving as fast as we can. So you've done a lot of work in a short amount of time with Midwest.
Yes.
That has been pretty remarkable. So I just want to share appreciation to you for what you're doing to make sure we've got these kids ready to go with their needs. So it's a good situation to have, but it wasn't anything that we could pre-plan for.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And I really want to thank my staff. Several of our drivers had last minute route changes. And one of our new students, the new student coming into the district, he is a care student. So we did have to get another care route on the road. For the same reason, we were now going to one extreme of the districts to the other. And we didn't want our preschool students on the bus for an hour and a half. But our drivers, they rolled with me on this. One of our drivers who had been on a regular route, regular bus, he is now lift bus. So a lot of changes for him. He's trying to get used to pitting it in park instead of neutral, little things. But, our drivers did amazing with all these quick changes, going over the routes with me to figure out the best ways to run them. And I really want to thank them for that.
Is Midwest going to allow you to keep the bus with the least number of miles?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And we still have the 18,000 miles on there. It'll most likely be bus 3 that we keep, which is the one that we have sitting out here now.
I know they're pretty particular about that. Have been in the past. You can't go over your mileage, otherwise it's a nickel a mile or whatever.
Yep. Yes. Yeah. And we will, with the lease for the lift bus, it'll be the same 18,000 miles that we're allowed, that just like the rest of the buses in the lease. And I also wanted to give a huge shout out. I did a webinar I was really, really excited for. We did a huge survey about a month and a half before the webinar. And on there, one of the questions was, what are one of the things that we do for rewards program with our kids? And I answered with the Starbucks program that we did with the grade school. During that webinar, and they even had it as the Starbucks program. So I'm not sure if other schools have it or not, but I know with us, was listed as #1, the most effective way that they had seen to really reward and communicate with our kids with the behavior. And what they really liked about it was it's not just the bus and it's not just the school. It's bringing the two working together, and the reward system goes along together with the kids. And I kind of reached out to junior high and high school. This past week, I've kind of obviously been zoned in and trying to get everything figured out with their special transportation routes. But we're going to set up kind of a program, something kind of similar with our junior high and high school kids as well. Kind of give them that little extra reward when we notice them on the bus. We have a lot of our junior high and high school students who go out of their way to be helpful on the bus with the younger kids. And I would like to make sure we're able to reward them as well. That's it.
Any further questions, Ms. Lunt? Thank you. Maintenance, Mr. Siddons.
I really don't have much tonight. Everybody else has talked, so I'll keep it short. I'm just pretty much filling in, updating, trying to get caught up with some of the stuff that has been let go for some of the major projects we've been doing. So it's just been busy, just doing the little things right now, trying to keep up. So it'll get busier here probably in another month or so when Larry and I sit down and figure out projects for the summer. And then it'll really probably hit us again. So one thing I did do know that I'm gonna put temporary handicap, or not handicap, but walkway across from the new ramp to the new sidewalk, so we can start training everybody, as far as the teachers and the kids, of how that will be, but it's temporary because we're talking about resurfacing or recoating the parking lot, so we don't want to spend a lot of money, but we do want to make it so that the kids know where they need to be going. So that'll be a good thing for them. But that, like I say, this will be just temporary until we get the other full one in.
Any further questions of Mr. Siddons? Thank you. Agenda item 8, old business. I don't believe we had any old business for tonight, Mr. Mayor. Okay. Agenda item 9, closed session. Do need motion to go into closed session, discuss the employment compensation of specific employees and specific individuals who serve as individual contractors. Do we have a motion to go into closed session at 6:35 PM?
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Motion by Hicks, seconded by Bradford to enter closed session at 6:35 PM. Hicks,
Yes.
Janeski,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Plattner.
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Bradford.
Yeah.
Motion carried by roll call vote 2.
We're on.
I need a motion to re-enter open session at 7:51 PM.
So moved.
Roll call.
Motion by Janeski, seconded by Plattner to re-enter open session at 7:51 PM. Janeski,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Plattner,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Bradford,
Yes.
Hicks.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 3.
Agenda item 10, consideration action. Again, hiring is contingent upon the successful completing of background checks. Agenda item 10A, routine mention seniority list. It's established by the Board of Education and distributed to the exclusive bargaining representatives. We do have a recommendation to approve the certified and non-certified ESP staff seniority list as presented. By the way, this list has been verified by staff.
Recommend that you approve that tonight.
Do I have a motion to approve the seniority list?
Yep, so moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Motion by Plattner, seconded by Ludwig to approve the certified and non-certified seniority list as presented. Lynn,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Plattner,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Bradford,
Yes.
Hicks,
Yes.
Janeski.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 4.
Agenda item 10B, it's from Transportation. We have a recommendation to approve the bus lease renewal with Midwest Transit for 2 years for the 23-24 and 24-25 school years. The annual lease payment of $465,203 includes 11 72 passenger buses, 2 lift buses, and 1 72 passenger with luggage storage bus.
Recommend that you would approve that tonight. Did you want to say something? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Okay. I was just gonna say, I'd recommend that we would approve this tonight. Got a chance to see it. And it's been in your board packet, and I think timeline wise, I know we discussed it a little bit last month, we need to approve that tonight for Midwest Transit. Is that correct, Charlotte?
Yes.
Do I have a motion to approve the recommendation as presented?
Can I ask a question?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Does that include the third?
It does not.
So when does that, do we need to
That
add
one,
that? to
that one
this?
came in late after we'd
Right.
already posted. So we just got that, so we're gonna do that next month
Okay.
for that extra one. That's 19,000 something. Yeah.
So we'll have to take action again the following board meeting. on
Just for the
Yes, sir.
that. Just for the
19,000 though.
19, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We have time for that, right?
Yeah.
We have possession of the bus now.
Okay.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Motion by Hicks, seconded by Bradford to approve the bus lease renewal as presented. Ludwig,
Yes.
Plattner,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Bradford,
Yes.
Hicks,
Yes.
Janeski,
Yes.
Lynn.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 5.
Agenda item 10C, again from Transportation, we have a recommendation to employ Nicole Evans as a full-time substitute bus driver and bus aide, Nathaniel Newberry as a full-time substitute bus driver and bus aide, and Timothy Pickett as a substitute bus driver, all at the rate of $16.24 per hour. Along with that, there's a recommendation to employ Linda Pickett and Amanda Hammond as substitute bus aides at a rate of $13 per hour.
I recommend we hire them on. We definitely need all of them. Amanda, Nicole, and Nate are the 3 that are helping us cover all these extra hours that we've had to add in transportation this past week.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the recommendation as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Motion by Ludwig, seconded by Lynn to approve the employment for the Transportation Department as presented. Plattner,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Bradford,
Yes.
Hicks,
Yes.
Janeski,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Ludwig.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 6.
Agenda item 10D, we have an Oakwood High School recommendation to employ Jenna Wilson to fill the high school English teacher vacancy for the 23-24 school year. She will be on step 10 of the collective bargaining agreement with a master's degree.
Yes, she's coming from Westville. She's been over there for 8 years, taught 2 years at a private school. Aaron Smith had taught together at the same school, so there's some familiarity there. Aaron was involved in the interview process and everything, so basically I'm making the recommendation, but it's also from her as well. So I think it's gonna be a great fit. Mr. Blair, who's our English, he was involved in the interview as well, and he was very impressed and excited to have her. It's highly recommended.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it.
Yes.
Do I have a motion to approve the recommendation as presented?
So moved. Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call?
Motion by Janeski, seconded by Plattner to approve the employment of Jenna Wilson as presented. Smith,
Yes.
Bradford,
Yes.
Hicks,
Yes.
Janeski,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Plattner.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 7.
Agenda item 10E, we have one from the grade school. Recommendation of employing Mary Lou Knight as a long-term substitute teacher to fill the 4th grade long-term substitute position with the expected start date of March 1st, 2023. Her rate of pay will be $197.30 per day as a retired teacher from the district. She will have no benefits.
Mary Lou top years and then she needs no introduction.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Hall of Fame.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call?
Motion by Hicks, seconded by Plattner to approve the employment of Mary Lou Knight as presented. Bradford,
Yes.
Hicks,
Yes.
Janeski,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Plattner,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 8.
Agenda item 11, new business. I do not believe we have any new business for tonight. Perfect. Agenda item 12, adjournment. Our next regular meeting will now be Monday, March 13th, at 5:30 p.m. Mr. Maynard will get that posted. Do I have a motion to adjourn at 7:58 p.m.?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Motion by Lynn, seconded by Plattner to adjourn at 7:58 p.m. Hicks,
Yes.
Janeski,
Yes.
Lynn.
Yes.
Ludwig.
Yes.
Plattner.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Bradford.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote